Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're doing well. Thought I'd get on here and make a video about prop firms and passing challenges and maintaining funded accounts. And more or less just have a discussion about the entire process. And the reason I'm doing this video now is not to brag or throw it in your face and say, look what I can do. Right? It's more to provide clarity and a background and an understanding of what it exactly is that it takes in order to reach this level of success within your trading journey. And number two, to address some of the comments I've seen the last week or two on our live sessions on the Trading YouTube channel, where people, are watching us break down charts and saying this is great, but where is, show us proof of profitability, right? Show us your payouts. And so, I thought this was a perfect opportunity to address that. And you'll see that this is my most recent profit split from FTMO on a $100,000 account, right? And to provide transparency and credibility, this is the transaction crediting, posting to my bank account. Okay, so hopefully that addresses those comments, and gets that out of the way so that we can focus on, what it actually is that it takes to achieve success and profitability, right? And so I'll kind of break down just a few of the trades that I've taken over the course of this prior trading period on FTMO. And then I'll get into a discussion about prop firms themselves. All right, and so very quickly, this is a trade that I took on USD/JPY, right? And I believe this is actually a trade that I kind of handed out on Smart Money Sundays, which is a video that I post every single Sunday, breaking down what I expect for the week ahead. Every single week, there's tons of setups that are discussed for free in that video, right? And so if you aren't watching that episode every single week, preparing for the week ahead, I don't know why not. I don't know what you're doing, but there are plenty of setups that can really offer value and assistance in your trading that I drop every single week. All right, but this is one on USD/JPY. Very simple, easy setup. And what you'll find out is that if you haven't followed us already and kind of heard me discuss my trading journey, is I take layup setups only. Right? I don't force trades. I don't overtrade. I look for very simple, very easy layup setups that simply meet my rules, and then I execute. All right, and so this one was a layup setup on USD/JPY. Right, and looking at this from a higher time frame perspective, we traded into weekly, monthly supply. And what you can see on the lower time frames is the fact that price was obviously bullish. We created that higher low. We failed to create a higher high. We broke down, right? And so trading into this demand here, you can see price reacted, right? But it failed. We had the repricing continuation, right? And so this was the level that I called out on Smart Money Sundays. You could have obviously taken it off the 4-hour up close with a beautiful entry, right? But we were simply looking to target the ascending liquidity above this retail trend line and take price down into higher time frame down close candle here, right? And so looking at this candle, this was one of those instances where I open up my chart and I see it and I know it, right? I don't have to dig. I don't have to analyze the thing for an hour in order to find the trade. I open my chart, I see it, I know it. Those are the trades that I take, right? And that's why I am able to see consistent success, right? If I don't open up a chart and see a setup very, very quickly within the first few minutes, I move on, right? Or I wait for another day, right? But very easy trade down into the down close candle. Nice 1 to 4 risk to reward. Okay. Another one that I know for a fact that I talked about on Smart Money Sundays was Euro GBP. All right, gave this out to perfection on Smart Money Sundays just a few weeks ago, a couple weeks ago. All right, this is Euro GBP, all right, intraday trade. All right, but I was looking at this as obviously relative equal highs here. All right, we have a very choppy and nice range. We run the lows first, run the highs, right? Little reprice, up close candle, inefficiency enters into the market, right? And so this is the precise candlestick that I denoted on Smart Money Sundays. And as you can see, played off of it to the T, right? Was simply targeting this old low here, this most recent low within market structure. All right, you can see beautiful 1 to 5.73. All right, but again, I opened up my charts, I saw it, and I knew it. Simple as that. And it isn't something that's going to come to you overnight, right? Years ago, I wasn't able to open up my charts and see things and know it immediately. Right? That's just not feasible. And so you're going to get to that point, but you have to do, you have to go through almost the ringer in order to reach that level. And that only entails significant experience in the markets. Okay? And so took that down into the low, beautiful 1 to 5.73. And just highlight another significant trade within the trading period, which was on EuroCAD, also given out on Smart Money Sundays to the T. All right, EuroCAD, if you don't believe me, guys, just go back and watch the prior episodes on our YouTube channel. All right, but we were looking at this as descending retail liquidity. We saw this last up close candle here. We knew we had very clean equal lows to the downside, which meant we'd have a draw on liquidity, which means we should be looking for manipulation to the upside, right, as an excuse to sell into the liquidity. All right, and so to the T, exactly as I predicted, a little bit of heat, right? But beautiful, beautiful opportunity. I could have taken it down here, and in retrospect, I should have, right? But I was happy with my profit at a 1 to 4.8, right? And I was looking at just simply taking this as an intraday play, targeting that negative 27 here. All right, so you can see A into B into C, negative 27, old low. That's what I was targeting. I was happy with that profit, so I closed. Right, so, that's all it took was those 3 trades, a couple of losses here and there, some break-evens here and there, and that was the end result. Okay? And so, there was nothing special to it. There wasn't some crazy crystal ball method that I used. Right? I simply was patient enough and had the discipline to wait for the layup setups to present themselves. Right? And so that's the power of knowledge and experience, to be able to then use that properly and prudently to leverage OPM, which is the beauty of prop firms. As you all know, other people's money, you're not leveraging, you're not risking your own capital. All right, and so that is, what has allowed prop firms to really become popular the last year or two, right? And that's great. I think it's a great vehicle that removes some significant barriers of entry for people who are looking to, establish alternative streams of income or become, financially free and making trading their full-time income. It's a great, great, great business model. All right, I love prop firms for that reason. But that doesn't come with some significant pitfalls, right? Unfortunately, because of the availability and the accessibility of prop firms, right, it has perpetuated the wrong mindset with a lot of people in this industry, right? A lot of newcomers, a lot of people who actually have experience, but not meaningful, necessary experience, right? People look at it as an easy way to make a lot of money. And it is easy if you've done the difficult things first, okay? And not a lot of people have. Not a lot of people have gone through the necessary experience in order to easily utilize other people's capital, all right? And so one of the big issues that I've seen is people who try to take signals to pass funding challenges, all right? That is the completely backwards, twisted approach to success in this industry, right? And you know, I personally did that at the very beginning years ago. I tried to take signals to pass a funding challenge because my mindset was not there. My psychology was not there, right? I thought, oh, you know, this is great. You know, there's other people's money. I can just use someone's signals and pass the challenge and all will be great. I'll be financially free and don't have to worry about anything for the rest of my journey. And there are huge problems with that, right? Huge problems with that. If your intent is to take signals for challenges, then, you know, first and foremost, your psychology just simply isn't there. It isn't right. Okay? There are so many signal providers out there, right, who are touting the fact that you can pass, that clients can pass challenges with their signals. But you don't see a lot of them saying you can pass and maintain your funded account with their signals, right? And there's a big reason for that. It's because that is simply not the sustainable approach, right, to these challenges and to getting funded, okay? And so, you know, it has really ruined, in my opinion, you know, people's approach, people's mindset, people's perspective to trading in general, right? Because the obsession, you know, is no longer about education. The obsession is about getting a funded account as soon as possible, right? I really wish there was as much obsession over education as there was over prop firms, right? Because at the end of the day, we would have a lot more people successfully trading prop firms' accounts, okay? And so you have to understand how these prop firms are actually making their money, and it's from people who have this mindset, who have this approach, who, you know, think that they can simply take signals and pass and maintain a funded account, and yet that's very unlikely the case, right? So the vast majority of people end up failing the challenges and the prop firms rake in the money, right? It's as simple as that. So, you know, it is so critical to be able to, first and foremost, prioritize your own education. Right? That means finding the right mentor, right? It doesn't need to be me. It can be somebody else, but finding the right mentor and strategy that works for you, that resonates with you, that makes logical sense to you. And for me, that was Smart Money Concepts, right? I didn't understand trading and why certain things happen in the markets until I discovered Smart Money Concepts. And then, you know, everything opened for me. My eyes opened wide, and I finally understood the markets from a logical perspective, right? But that was just me, right? But it was only because I prioritized my education enough to motivate me, right, to become educated, first and foremost, that I then naturally, as a byproduct, achieve the profitability and consistency necessary to pass and maintain these funded accounts. Okay? And so I'll end my discussion about signals with this. Risk in trading, risk in anything financially, in the financial world, is removing control. It's lack of control. Right? And so if you're taking a challenge and you're putting, $500,000 into this challenge, okay, it's not that much money, but you're still putting money on it, then entrusting somebody else who offers signals, right, as you to be the catalyst to your financial freedom and success with these prop firms, you're removing that control out of the way that you make your money. Right? The most success, the best way to remove and mitigate risk in finances, in trading, is to take back control, right? Is to take control, is to have control, right, over the financial decisions. All right? And so I hope maybe this has kind of opened your eyes a little bit. If you are trying to take signals to pass challenges, right? If that has been your mindset, right? I simply beg you to stop with the short-term monetary focused mindset, right? And prioritize the education, the mentorship, and the experience, right? And understand the fact that success is going to come with lots and lots of experience, right? And it's not going to happen overnight. And so instead of just simply wasting a ton of time and jumping from signal service to signal service, right? Invest that money and that time now into the education and gaining the experience, watching live charts and price action. And I promise you, if you're dedicated enough, the money will come naturally, not something that's forced. One of these days, you're simply going to be able to open up your charts like I do and see something and know it immediately, right? And then from that point on, I promise you, you are never going to trust anyone else for your trades. You're never going to want to take another signal again in your life, right? Because you took control over your decisions, over the trading decisions, over execution, over trade management, everything. You've taken control and you've experienced the success in your own trading, making your own decisions, that you no longer want anyone else's input, right? Or their signals. All right, so finally, the final point I want to make. If you can't trade a demo account successfully, what makes you think that you can pass and maintain a challenge? I'll reiterate. If you can't take and trade a simple demo account over the course of 3 months, right? Because you have to pass phase 1, phase 2, and you have to be profitable your 3rd month in order to make any money. So you have to be profitable for an entire quarter to make money with prop firms. If you can't do that on a simple demo account, if you haven't even tried doing that on a simple demo account, what are you doing taking funded challenges, prop firm challenges? Why? Please, if you're considering a prop firm, maybe you haven't ever before, just try it first. I promise you, you will understand, right? And you'll be able to get a much better picture if you just simply take 3 months on a demo account and see what you can actually do before you spend money on a prop firm account. Okay, so I highly recommend that. It's very easy to set up a demo account, right? Take whatever challenge that, if it's 100K, 50K, 25K, 10K, load that into a demo account, trade it for 3 months, attach it to a MyFX book, track your returns, track your results, journal your trades, see how you do. If you can't do that, don't take a challenge until you can. All right? And so let's talk about wrapping it up here with maintaining a funded account, right? It's, there's all this focus on getting a challenge passed, but not really much focus on maintaining it, right? Oftentimes people will maybe pass and take a payout their first month, yet lose it all the next month, right? And then they're back to square one. So what does it take to maintain the account over time and make consistent recurring cash flow from these accounts? Unfortunately, people will take that first profit split and it completely changes their psychology, right? All of a sudden, you've tasted the success, right? You feel so great about yourself. Oh, I can do this again. And, you more or less lose track of what it actually took to get to that point. And, one of the kind of remarks that I like to make is consistent profits are only the output of consistent thinking. Right? So if you get that first payout and your thinking then is not consistent with what your thinking was when you passed the challenge and weren't making any money at that point, then you're not going to be able to maintain it. Right? So consistent profits are only the output of consistent thinking. You have to have unwavering psychology and discipline. All right? And so this is something that Nate and I are going to be talking about in depth in the psychology course that we're so excited to launch to our Arielfx community members here early this fall. It's something that's significantly lacking in this industry, is a strong base in psychology, right? Because you can take any strategy you want, honestly, and be consistent with it if you have a very strong psychology and you've mastered your own emotions. And so much of this game is psychology. And I just kind of call it a game out of habit. It's really not a game. It's a business. But, there's psychology with your approach to trading. There's psychology with risk management. There's psychology with trade management. There's psychology with winning streaks. There's psychology with losing streaks, with passing challenges, with maintaining challenges. There's so much emotionally and psychologically involved in this process, yet it's the least talked about. Right? And so our idea and why we're seeing so much success with the way we've restructured our mentorship is to present a very logical, straightforward, non-convoluted approach strategy in terms of technical analysis, but also a very, very significant component and foundation in strong psychology and mastering your own emotions. You pair the two, right? A simple approach, not complicated, rules-based, with very strong, unwavering psychology, you will see success. Right? Understanding that this is a business and every single trade that you're taking here is simply a business transaction. It's not your girlfriend, it's not your wife, it's not something to get married to. That this is a business, a rigid business, and that's the way you need to treat it. All right? And so, if you've been paying attention, obviously we've been harping on psychology, but that's just because we've reached a point where we've given so much value. We have all of the value, that's needed in terms of technical analysis, right? But the one critical component outside of experience, right, that's missing is psychology, right? And so our idea is to take you through our own psychological journey, right? All of the emotions that have gone through our minds throughout our years of experience in trading, right? To allow you to learn from them and cut the learning curve for you, right? You can learn from our mistakes. You can learn from our psychological mishaps throughout our years. And so we're going to be putting together the psychology course. It's going to be added to our bundle of courses. So those of you who are already part of the mentorship, that there won't be any upcharge on that whatsoever. It's just going to be added to the already existing courses, right? But we're so excited. I think a lot of you who are have mastered the strategy but not quite there yet, right, in terms of consistency and profitability, are going to really love this course, right? I really think that this is gonna create the most breakthroughs out of any course that we have, is this psychology course, right? And so much of it applies to what we talked about tonight regarding funded challenges. All right, so I really hope you enjoyed this video. Again, these are YouTube videos that are free for everyone. We don't have to get on here and make these videos. But we just see so much garbage in this industry, and people promising and promoting false hopes and dreams, and we just simply try to give the harsh truth, right? And save you time and hard-earned money, right? And help align your mindset to that of a professional, consistent trader who's been through it all in trading. All right, so if you like this video, if you want to learn more, if you want to get involved and be able to take part in that psychology course, in addition to all of our Smart Money, Wyckoff Supply and Demand courses, please head over to our website, Arielfxtrading.com, book a free strategy call with Nathan or me, right? And we'll come up with a customized solution for you to help you reach your ultimate goals and not provide a cookie cutter approach, right? We're here to be the mentors that we wish we had when we struggled and first started, right? And that's from the bottom of my heart. All right, so again, hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to like it, subscribe, leave your feedback, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.